Okay, so it seems like we have a pretty important update going on with Genshin Impact, which I found very, very interesting because obviously, if you don't know, there's been a ton of talk around Genshin Impact and also Gacha Games in the wider space in the gaming community, and a lot of this is to do with how they represent a lot of the pools and things that go on around the game. And we had obviously the first FTC kind of thing that came out earlier in the year, and also we had some kind of intervention made by the European Union as well, also talking about, you know, how they actually implement a lot of pools and how these systems work. And one of the games they targeted was Genshin Impact. Now, this is going to be very interesting, especially for the future of gacha gaming. And, you know, it doesn't just affect Genshin Impact here, it can also affect some of your favorite games like Wuthering Waves. You know, obviously I know I cover on this channel Wuthering Waves much more, but I thought this would be kind of interesting to talk about. Obviously, Fobmaster is talking about this right here, saying new Genshin Impact visual representation of unit prices per pool in top-up menu, as well as full representation of consolidated probability plus price possibilities, assuming no purchase bonuses. Now, we can go on to the Genshin Universe page on X, where they pretty much say the same thing. They say Hoyoverse updates item pricing as per FTC settlement back in January 2025, general. Now, this is some of the screenshots you can see here. So the first one, obviously, as you can see, it shows you the Genesis crystals, and then shows you exactly how many pools you can get for this, and how many, the price per pool, I'm pretty sure it is. So obviously this one's $2.42 for 2 pools, which again, you know, adds up. And obviously, yeah, it pretty much tells you all the calculations you need to know, which is kind of useful because obviously, as you can see here, the higher you go up in Genesis crystals, the price per pool actually goes down, which obviously is a way to incentivize more people to pool more. And obviously now you have that visually represented to you, and also visually represented to you how many pools you are actually getting out of that, which is very useful as a lot of these companies do tend to hide it behind a lot of this kind of stuff to make you pay more, to make you sign up for more, which obviously is very bad in the community. So it's good to see that the FTC has actually stepped in here and actually done some good for the community. And obviously, a lot of people I saw in the comments, obviously, I think it's in the Fobmaster one, yeah, someone saying W Mihoyo there. I don't think this is a W Mihoyo. Obviously, it's a W Mihoyo that, you know, they did it, but like, it's not like a thing that they wanted to do. You know, they were forced by the FTC, by other regulatory bodies to do this. It wasn't something that they did out of their own volition. Obviously saying they were forced by Law Buddy, anything but W for Hoyo, which again, I definitely do think is true. You know, this was definitely forced upon them, and this is something that they had to do rather than something that they want to do just because they love the players and how it works with them, which again, just isn't the case. You know, if they had it their way, they would keep it in the old system because it means people were pulling way more. Now, obviously, we can keep going, obviously, onto the banner as well for the new character being Escoffier, pretty much, yeah, saying every 10 wishes are guaranteed, and then underneath it says the consolidated probability of obtaining 5-star event exclusive characters, including wish guarantees and capturing radiance, is 1.1303%. The cost of obtaining a 5-star event exclusive character may vary from $1.98 to $475.20 if purchased in USD. The 5-star event exclusive. So again, is exclusive, sorry. And obviously, yeah, it's really great to see that they're telling you, hey, you could either get this in one pool and it'll cost you $1 or something like that, or it could cost you $475, which is just the reality of gacha games at the moment, which obviously, yeah, it's great to see that that is being included. Obviously, we go on as well, they say exactly the same thing for the weapon banner. Obviously, it's slightly different, it goes to $422, which again, it's just really great to see. And then finally, we have the statement from the FTC, which was brought out at the start of January, which we've already read through over on my second channel a while ago. So again, it's great to see that these updates have actually come to Genshin Impact and that they're actually making these changes. Obviously, you know, they were forced to, so I don't think this is like a W Mihoyo in the sense of like, oh, they just did this off their own volition just because they're nice and want people to understand how this works. That's not the case at all. You know, anybody trying to glorify Mihoyo right now is just not right at all. Now, hey, you can glorify the FTC if you want for, you know, making them make these changes, but yeah, it's just great to see. And obviously, we've got another post here from Genshin Impact over on Facebook as well, talking about a similar thing which came out. So, dear travelers, we're required by law to age verify US player accounts. The age verification process will be rolled out to all US players by May 20th, while login if already have one or account registration. Please ensure to provide your age information by July 18th, 2025. failure to verify in result could result in account suspension. In-game friends and chats records will be deleted, and no further notification post-suspension due to inaccessible account information as required by law. If the verification is not completed by July 20th, 2026, the personal information of your Hoyoverse account will be deleted permanently. So again, this is also another kind of factor to it, because obviously they now have to age verify a lot of the people playing Genshin Impact, which obviously could be a big issue for Genshin, but I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue, because as they point out here, it's very important to look at some of the keywords that they use in this post. To all US players, it's only to US. So me over in the UK, I'm not gonna have to do anything, because again, we haven't had any of that age verification thing yet. Obviously, people are still trying to decide that kind of stuff. We're not part of the European Union, so I doubt that'd even affect us either. So honestly, we're living pretty good over here. But you know, it is good that they've included a age verification thing, because it can be very predatory towards children who like just go ahead and just spend on it, you know, using their parents' credit card and whatnot, which can be pretty bad for the, you know, just in general, and getting them kind of addicted to those kind of types of games, which, yeah, it's bad. You know, obviously Gacha is almost like likened to gambling. You know, it pretty much is gambling. And, you know, that's not something that you want your child to be playing. So adding age verification laws can definitely help out, and adding those extra bits of information on the banners will keep people more informed of the people that can play and do have the right age to play. It'll keep them more informed of what's going on, how much are their chances, you know, what chance do they have of winning, how much will they have to spend, how many pulls can they get whenever they spend money. It's all now included in the game, which honestly is great to see, and it seems like we're going to be seeing something similar for the European Union as well. So far, if you're in the US, is anything going to change for you? Yes. So obviously, yes, you're going to get all these updates. I'm pretty sure everyone has these updates now. But whenever it comes to the account deletion and verifying your age, you're going to have to do that if you are in the US. So make sure you do that, else your account will be deleted. Obviously, it gives you like an entire year, so I think you're going to be okay. As long as you just get to it somewhere in that year and just do it, you should be all good. And I'm sure it'll probably prompt you as you go into the game to do it anyways, because again, it's just a new rule they've added. But hey, if you're over here, over in Europe or other places, nothing has changed yet. Obviously, as I said, the European Union are working on something to do with Gacha Games and to do with affecting some of the kind of pool systems of this. I don't know if it'll be exactly the same in terms of age verification, but it might be something a little bit different. And obviously, as I said, you know, this doesn't affect just Genshin, by the way. This is something that, you know, could affect a lot of games in the future. Now, they've targeted Genshin in this specific case, but in the future, it could be Wuthering Waves that gets targeted next. It could be Honkai Star that gets targeted next. And, you know, it would be good if they could add those systems in, because it gives people more clarity behind, you know, these games and what goes on and how much you're actually spending on them, which is a W for the community in general and a W for the players to know what is actually going on with their game and how much money they are actually spending on this game, rather than just some funny like Crystal Genesis numbers or something like that, because again, they do make it very hard to kind of track. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the update on the Genshin Impact situation. I will let you guys know if there's anything else. I doubt there will be. I just think this is just an update. We knew about this for a long time. A lot of people have been acting like this is something completely new and out of the blue. It's not. We've known about this, as I said, since like January in terms of the FTC kind of article that came out. But also we've known about it for like other stuff as well, which have, yeah, again, it's just like a ton of things that have come together that have kind of affected this update. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code KAZA, get 10% off. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.